Hello, everybody. Was it just me, or was there just lights off in the sky? Oh, hello, dead dude. Oh, I know where we are. I think. Yeah, I do believe we're right here. I think at the altar. Alright. So hello, everybody. Welcome back to some Kholat. Kholat. It's Kholat, right? It's gotta be. They probably said it more than once. At least they said it in the beginning. But that was a couple weeks ago, so no idea. But anyway, picking up where we left off, we're making good progress. You know, we generally start out with me a little bit, or getting used to the map once again. And then we make some pretty good progress, so hopefully we can skip that first part and just start by making some good progress. Well, I can already hear a note, and I know where the closest note to us should be, so that's good. An entry from the testimony of Boris W., a 5-year-old boy possibly exposed to the unknown force that caused the death of 12 people at the Vladimir... Do they really spell Vladimir with the W? Because Vladimir doesn't really sound right. Anyway, 30 complex. I've seen you in my dream. You asked me about the same thing you're asking right now. The same man was standing behind you. Boys, there's no one standing behind me. No one's here. Oh, Boris, not boys. I was going to say, where the hell did the second come from? You're wrong, Doctor. Grigor Antonowicz. The man is asking me to tell you that in the orange light, the world is more beautiful, and asks you to take a look at chamber number 7 in section 22. How do you know all of this, Boris? Did your father work in our department? No, Grigor, you son of a bitch. Wow. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen you taking people to God's eye. I've seen their skin burning and their arms being twisted. I've seen the nightmares that it planted into their brains. Do you honestly think no one knew about this? Do you think nobody survived? He has shown us. Okay. Weird, but whatever. Alright, so if that note's there, it should be, yeah, right there. So then the next note that I want to go for is way down here. Which means I need to take this path. That was just over here. Alright. Let's... Oh, I did watch a new anime this week. I'm recording this actually way later than I normally do, but Cube unfortunately took a little bit longer to record than normal, so I ended up only recording that all week. So now I have 6 videos to make on Saturday, which is never fun. But yeah, it was. I'm in love with the villainess. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was funny. The main character wasn't the most overpowered person in the show, for a change. She was, you know, more powerful than most, but still not the most powerful. So it's another one of those where a person gets stuck in a dating game that they used to play. Okay, I can hear the note. It should be right along here, because I shouldn't have to take the curve to find it. Oh, is that it? Yeah, it looks so good.
At night, strange sounds coming from the forest did not let us sleep. It's hard to tell what it was. It sounded to me like someone was calling me, but the rest of the group said it had been some kind of humming. We will ask the locals if we meet them again. In the morning, everyone was a bit scared, but after breakfast, our moods improved. We set off up the river. The snow isn't really that deep, but it's wet and it sticks to the skis, so it's hard to move. We passed a couple of cliffs, and after a couple of meters, the area became more flat. Finally, around 5:30 p.m., we stopped to set up a camp. It is our first night under canvas. We were very tired. We tried to prepare for tomorrow's walk, but hunger was stronger. Then exhaustion overcame us. We sat around the fireplace and talked, or rather whispered. We were afraid to speak louder because of the surrounding atmosphere, as if this place was sacred or haunted. At last, we took shelter in the tents. Somehow, nobody feels like sleeping. We thought someone was passing by on the trail nearby, so the boys went to check it out, but there was nobody there. Maybe it was some animal. Again, I can hear the sounds from the forest.
See, things like this in, like, horror movies and that, like, as somebody who isn't, like, afraid of the dark, isn't afraid of ghosts, anything, you know, whenever I see stuff like this, my immediate thought is still, like, leave. You know, like, there's so many times, like, because, like, I love watching horror movies. But there are so many times while watching a horror movie where I can pick out where it's like, see, and that's the point where I would have left. And, yeah, I feel like, oh, 58 degrees north, 71 east. 51 north. And 71, oh, actually it was right where it was, right there. That's weird. 51 north. And 71 east. Oh, 58 north. Okay. I was gonna say, because at 51 north, I was like, there's nothing there. Okay, so if we are where I think we are, we should have a note just up ahead there. And if I follow that path just around the bend, but I should also have another entrance to that path just up ahead. Near where the other note is. Confidential correspondence of Section 22 scientists. I tested subject number whatever. They did not show any supernatural skills. You had to make a mistake. Sincerely, Dr. Whatever. I agree with you. The second test did not show any skills. We may deem the experiment concluded and unsuccessful. The subject should be removed, and we will prepare transport to Vladimir 30. Please destroy all documentation and correspondence. Okay. So I'm assuming then that the person did have supernatural powers and just chose not to, or managed to hide it for the second test. Oh my, this is actually... Oh, I see something glowy over there. Okay. That's interesting. Because there seems to be more pathways here than the map would suggest. Because on the map, it shows the pathway we took to get to the note and then just one loop. It doesn't show that other path we just saw. We also don't have a loop here at all. So maybe that pathway was the loop. Yeah, that's the way we came. Oh, unless that's the... I don't know. I can hear the paper. I can also hear that noise that isn't good. I'm assuming that I was supposed to hide in here. Maybe I need to hide in there. Oops.
The sun is just starting to set. I see it like I am there myself. As if I'm standing there in the middle of the forest. I'm not sure what is going on with reality. I'm writing with my own blood on a tree. My own name. Anton. No, not mine. His. The sun is just starting to set. Orange mist. Orange mist all around. I see their bodies coming out of the woods. I hear a scream. A horrific scream of terror. Is that my voice? I think it is. Where's Anton? Where did he come from? How did he get in? The sun is just starting to set. He's in me. He's in my head. He's coming in through my eyes. The eyes are windows to the soul. He has no soul. Where is Anton? I am dropping in a bottomless abyss, falling into the past. Dead and rotting hands are catching me on my way down. I can feel them whisper into my ear. Now you are ours. You will never leave us. I'm calling him. I'm calling Anton. Where is Anton? I don't know. I see nothing. My eyes are overflowing with blood. I have to escape. I have to run away. I have to start running. The sun is just starting to set. I can see you.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm assuming this was what I was supposed to do, is after I get the note thing, because nothing happened when I first, well, now, he did say I can see you, but, I mean, I got in here as fast as I could afterwards, so, I mean... Oh, also, weird thing happened with the last of these videos, where, it got marked as limited because of content that was in it. So, like, I don't know exactly what counts as making it limited, but considering what happened to the people in the game and we're picking up notes in that, I can imagine that it probably has something. See, now I don't know if I should leave yet or not, because I mean the radio's still going. But I mean, I guess it's fine. It's not like I have multiple pathways to take to get here, so. I don't know. Although this map does show that it has, like, because, like, this is where we just were. And my note that I can see is, like, right around here. But this shows a pathway to the mountain, so. I don't know if I can drop down to make it to that pathway or anything, but I'm assuming that my note is somewhere down there. Because, like, I can hear it, but just barely. But yeah, I don't know if dropping down is an option, if that's just going to be a death. If I try and do that, like I really don't know. But if I go back, I need to go this way, because this should take me underneath that bridge. Where I'm assuming the note is. Yeah, there it is. I think I see it. Alright, oh, we're not even going to be able to finish this one anyway. Anthony Nisney, a scientist and expert on the Sakha Republic, set off to the area. Oof. known as Death Valley. What has he discovered there? What are the mysterious constructions buried in the ground? Only here you can get at the answers and other unbelievable facts concerning this godforsaken place on Earth. I set off at dawn. If you had not seen dawn by the river Viljoy, you have not seen the most beautiful thing on the planet. This is a magical place full of nostalgia and what mankind has lost. Freedom, space, nature, wild and uncontrollable. There is no place for compromises, because this region is as beautiful as it is dangerous. I arrived in Death Valley around noon. The area stretches out over an area of 100,000 square kilometers, so you have to know what you are looking for. Luckily, I had a great guide. We stumbled upon the first building more or less after 2 hours of walk. Not much can be deciphered by observing a pile of ground from the outside, but the readings clearly show that what is beneath is at least 7 meters in diameter. It reminds a large buried church with protruding edges. It is also difficult to determine how many such buildings exist in the area. I talked to the natives, and from what I gathered, there are at least 11 constructions scattered around in different places in the valley. Alright, and then unfortunately, because we're on a console, the developers deemed it not necessary for us to scroll down. Okay, so we should be heading east. Because if we can get to this path, that's where our one node is. I mean, if I can't see it, it can't hurt me. I mean, I realize that doesn't make sense, but at the same time, it seemed to work, because it really sounded like it was still behind me. Also, I think this might be our note, which means we actually went the right way.
The weather today clearly got worse, just as our moods. We're all a little scared of what happened last night. There were even some suggestions of going back, but that was outvoted. We set off at around 10 AM, going the same Mansi trail as we did earlier. We encountered a small camp of a local hunter during our hike. We asked if he had hunted the other night, but he said no. He told us a story about a ghost prowling through the forest in the form of a bright fog. Obviously, this did not make us feel better. We kept on going forward. Today, the hike was slow and difficult. The visibility is close to zero. The temperature dropped to -24 centigrade. Around 4 PM, we had to start looking for a place to set up a camp. We found a good spot on the verge of the forest, covered from the wind. As exhausted as we were, we began setting it up. We were too tired to dig up a hole for the campfire. We ate dinner in our tents. We had no strength for any discussions or thoughts. At night, I clearly heard someone walking around the tent. I heard them whispering my name. I do not want to talk about it with the rest of the group. They'll think I'm going crazy.
You know, the voice actress for that girl sounds very familiar. I can't quite place it. For some reason, I'm thinking Tomb Raider. Like, I think that she sounds like Lara Croft from the new Tomb Raider games, but she doesn't. It's like not quite. So like, I don't know if it's just like maybe just like a passing. I don't know. I was gonna say resemblance, but does that count when you're talking about a voice? Either way, I'm gonna use it anyway. Like a passing resemblance to her voice or something. But like, yeah, like whenever she talks, like I picture Lara Croft for some reason. All right, so now assuming that I know what I'm talking about, we should be right here, based on what I see in front of me, which means I need to go this way. Although the path, I might need to find a way up there to the path. Or this is just an offshoot cave and not what I thought it was. Because, I mean, it is quite a distance to that from where the note was, so we may not be there yet. Although you'd think with a cave like that would make a fairly decent camp. I mean, you're blocked from the wind and everything. Oh, well, here's a no. So this should be where I just thought we were. The Human Psyche, Dr. Bajkowski on delusional disorders. I've encountered an interesting case last year during my stay in the Moscow hospital. There is a patient there who assaulted a woman. He kept on persisting that his friend told him to do so. He also claimed he was an officer of the government agency involved in studying unexplained phenomena. As absurd as it sounds, this man created such a strong illusion of those events in his head of the life he never had, giving lots of details. We analyzed it, we tried to confirm them. Of course, there was no reflection of reality in any of it. Here I wish to explain the patient suffers from delusional disorder, among other delusions of influence, possession of, or persecutory. I don't think I said that right. I have lately received information that he started claiming his body was falling apart, which means he has developed the Cotard delusion. The delusions are based on abnormal thinking and surrounding oneself with fictional reality, bogus events, non-existent people. The patient does not acknowledge presented evidence that what they think is true is false. They even try coming up with their own evidence confirming their version of events. Man, that sounds like a lot of people nowadays. This was the case with the patient as well. He described documents which he claims he saw with his own eyes. Obviously, there was no confirmation in what he had said. Well, no, if he's part of a secret government agency, how the hell are you going to confirm anything that he says to that effect? Like, come on. Okay, so that means that we are here. And we need to go east into the forest. It should be this direction, but I keep forgetting which way the map is tilted. No, this doesn't seem right. That's got to be the pathway back to the center circle. Kind of a shame that they gave us a map and a compass, and I can't use them because they're not right. I wonder if that's also an Xbox thing, because like, or a console thing, because I mean, looking it up, people had issues navigating. But I couldn't find anyone else who seemed to think, like, I couldn't find anything else, people who seemed to, like, notice the same as I did, that it seemed to be, that, like, the map seemed to be drawn at the wrong angle or something. So, like, I don't know, maybe that's just me. I mean, maybe anybody else who noticed, because I can't be the only one who noticed that, but maybe nobody else who noticed it just, like, bothered to put it online. Maybe they did and I just couldn't find it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it didn't look that difficult or that hard. See, now I'm slightly worried that I'm taking the wrong path. Like, I'm slightly worried that I'm on this path here, so I think I am actually gonna turn around. Because that doesn't seem... Because we seem to be going way too far before hitting... I mean, it's just a big patch of trees on the map, so... And I mean, to be fair, I guess we are in a big patch of trees, but you know. Now, is there anything missing? Oh, 71. Which should probably be one that we already have. Yep, and 71. Man, if you relied on those hints to guide you to things, man, you would be going, like, crossing back and forth across this place an insane amount. I mean, I need, in theory, to go that way, right? But You know what? If that was that path, though, I need to go this way. And this should lead me into the woods. Don't know what I'm looking for in here. I mean, I don't see any, like, glowing bits or anything, but I mean, there's a campsite near the woods. If I could find that, that would be ideal. And then there's like another important area that's like a big tree that's also near the woods. Oh, no, because there's our stone circle. Or, well, okay, so there's our circle in the middle. Right here, which means we're currently right along this path here. Okay, that's good though, because that tells me where we are. And that I need to take more or less second left that I see. Well, I want to sprint so badly, but the fact that my sprint, you know, kind of, I mean, it's just so shit. You know, you can't sprint for very long, and then you move so slowly after the sprint, I can't tell if it's like... Okay, so, whoops. We should be here, right? Follow the path. We should be about here. Which means one path leads to the forest where I want to go. It should be... I mean, it's got to be that way, right? Because that's the forest up there. Like, there's trees all around, but, you know... Let's try it this way. Doesn't feel like it should be the right way, but you know. And it's clearly not, because this is very clearly a dead end. You know, the more I play this game, the more I wonder if this counts as a spooky Sunday game. I mean, like, I realize that I don't really get, you know, spooked in a lot of these. You get me with some jump scares, sure, but I mean, that's kind of the point of the jump scare. Oh, this has got to be the right way here. But, I mean, even then, the vast majority of this game doesn't seem to be, like, necessarily meant to scare, you know? You get your moments, but a lot of it is just walking through the woods. Oh, we're back to here, are we? Alright, well, maybe this was the correct way then. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't help me too much, because I still don't know what I'm looking for, but assuming that we are, in fact, in the woods right now, or the woods that are marked on the map, we should come across something, I mean, at some point. But then we hit like a spot like this where it's like, oh, do I want to go left or right? And it's like, I don't know. This whole section of the map, assuming that I know where we are, is just woods. Spike trap there. Bet you that would have hurt him. Oh, wait, yeah, this is where we got chased, is it not? Because I ran past that hole. I didn't look in it last time. Well, that's gonna suck. Wow, where are we gonna be? Perfect. So that puts us back here. It's this way, right? Yeah, so we should have a cave. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how to not die in a pitfall trap that I can't see. I mean, maybe I'll keep a closer eye on the ground, but I mean, like, obviously the ones that are already open I should be able to see easily and avoid, but I don't, like I saw no indication that I was about, like, that completely took me by surprise when I fell through the ground there. I had absolutely no idea that was about to happen. So, I mean, like, I can keep a closer eye on the ground, but, like, if I don't know what I'm looking for... I mean, the music seems to be telling me that something's happening. Oh, because that thing was chasing me, maybe? Maybe I was getting close to it or something? Oh, fuck me. Is that the... That's the hunter's cabin. We made it all the way back there. We went the complete wrong direction. Like, that's so far back. Like, so far back. Oh. I, like, kind of noticed something different about the ground there, but even still not something, like, super different. Okay, so... I went this way, right? And then when I got here, I took a left. Or no, I followed the path to the right, which took me there. So, that means if that way leads back to the hunter's cabin, then this way and to the right should lead me to the woods. Ugh, can't believe I went all that way back. Well, I can. I mean, navigating in this game isn't the best. Even with the compass and the map they gave you, it's still not super accurate, so... Still weird though, because I mean, like, that area there seems to be like where all the trees are, but like that's not the forest on the map. Just interesting. And I'm also not seeing a way to the right here. That'll take me into the trees, unless I'm already in the trees, which could very well be. But if that's the case, I don't know. Okay, well, we got another split path here. So let's go this way. Does this look familiar? Not. I mean, like we're in snowy mountains. I mean, it all fucking looks familiar, I guess. Oh, this has got to be it. Oh yeah, this is it. Here we are. Oh yeah, look at all these trees. This has got to be the forest on the map. Windy as hell here too, although I guess that's just because the wind's blowing through all these trees, but can't help but feel like those things are once again meant to be some kind of marker to help navigate, but they don't really seem to be all that helpful. That's cool. Oh, what is this? 25 and 80. 25 and 80. See, and like the fact that you can't make marks on the map as well, like finding these things, like you'd have to write them down in real life in order to not lose them, right? Okay, so, assuming we're in the forest, which I think is a safe assumption, I shouldn't be hearing a paper. I can tell you that much. Seems like it's behind us, but if that's the case, then we might be coming up onto a campsite here, which would be nice. I'm not seeing one. Although I guess there's notes at the locations we need to be at, like that we need to end up at, right? Like at the important location. So maybe that's why I'm hearing it. I have no idea where I'm going anymore. That's probably not good. But fuck if I know what that says. Oh, even more markings. And I am hearing paper again. Alright, well, let's see where we are at least. 27-year-old woman is dead. The murderer mutilated her. Overnight from Friday to Saturday in a house in the center of Moscow, the body of 20-year-old Victoria R. was found. The victim had multiple injuries as well as serious harm inflicted to the eyes. The perpetrator has not been caught yet. No traces of forcible entry were noted. Doors to the apartment as well as all windows were closed from the inside. Victoria R. was the sister of 35-year-old Viera R., who was similarly injured by her partner, Vitaly G. Detectives ruled out his connection to the crime committed due to him being locked up in a mental institution. Detectives do not rule out that Vitaly G. could have the partner. Alright, where the fuck are we? Oh my god, look at how far away we are! Jesus Christ, that is like so far away from where I wanted to be. Like, oh my lord. So far away from where I wanted to be. Fuck. I mean, I'm not entirely surprised by that, considering how far we had went and the fact that there were no longer, like, really all that many trees around us, but still, damn. Like, that was so far away. Alright, so we're... I don't know. In all honesty. I mean, this is the first... Like, we went back the way we came. And we definitely came from this direction. So theoretically, we should be right here, right? So you know what? Let's take the left-hand path. Since I can't seem to find this route into the trees, let's take the left-hand path and we'll head that way to get there. Since I can't seem to find it the other way. Now this is a long path with, theoretically, no notes along it. And I say theoretically because there is...
Eons.
Oh, hello.
That's how long I spent suspended in nothingness. And then this one time, a pale, dim glow filled it. I felt as if some consciousness started soaking through an orange cloud into my brain, dripping with heavy drops, not letting me pass away nice and peaceful. I fought with myself. I had no strength to open my eyes. And finally, after processing the situation on and on, I realized I have no eyes.
Okay. I don't know why we got a thing there. In theory, we're nowhere near any of like the important locations, which I feel is where he normally talks to us. Alright, is this a split path? It does look like it, in which case... Although, to be fair, if we were following along this road, our split path should have 3 ways. And this seems to just have 2, although... Oh my god, how the hell did we end up there now? What the fuck is going on? Like, seriously, what is going on that we just made it to that campsite? Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, well, I don't want to go inside a fucking cave. Because I know that if we go inside a cave, that we're heading the wrong direction. Because, I mean, we have notes and we have 2 different fucking important locations down there. Or down to the south. This fucking compass doesn't work. The map is... The pathways on the map are clearly not correct. Like, I don't... Like, I don't get it. Despite it kind of defeating the point of having the navigation be like this, I really wish that they put... Like, they let you make marks on the map outside... Yeah. I know what it means too. Like, if they let you put marks on the map or something, if they, I don't know. They need to give you more of an indication as to where you are. Because, as it stands, it is so easy. See, and like, now this makes me worried because, like, I feel like I might be over here. Or something, because I'm going through a cave. And I shouldn't be going through a cave. And I know I shouldn't be going through a cave, but you know what? I went through the cave anyway. Because I don't know what else to do. I can now hear more paper. So at least we'll get to see where the hell we are.
We set off quite late today. I think everyone heard something at night, but they are afraid to admit it. I walked around the tents, but didn't notice any tracks. We didn't talk too much. We barely hiked 2.5 miles. We got the impression that something clearly changed around us. I felt someone was observing us, and I think the others had a similar feeling because they mentioned the hunter was heading in the same direction. We won't make it any further. I think we'll stay here.
Oh my god, so that's where we are. Well, I mean, whatever. At least that is leading us somewhat the way we need to go. Although, it seems to have... How the hell did that work? See, I told you this map is wrong, because we should be right here, right? Because that's where it popped up. But it just shows a big long path leading all the way around. Where the hell did my path go? Like, it shows a path leading right past it, and all the way around the lake. Like, is, like, the pathway blocked or something? I mean, once again, I'm assuming I can't... Well, I really wouldn't want to go down there, because that's a fairly far drop. See, now, in real life, I think I'd be somewhat comfortable. And, well, maybe not going that way. Because maybe it isn't at quite the right angle to slide down. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling like something's off here. About my map. I mean... Now we should be up above where I just picked up the note, so hopefully this is the pathway that'll lead us around. Because it looks like we're coming upon potentially like a little village or something. Just the way the road is drawn on the map, it seems like it should be something like this here. But at the same time, I find it hard to trust the map, all things considered. I also have come across a few of those things now with my compass out, and it didn't spin the way that I read it was supposed to when they're around. So, because like everything I read was like, oh, make sure you always have your compass out, because whenever one of the enemies is near, it'll start to spin. But I feel like we went past a couple with the compass out and it never did spin. I think I've also resigned myself to not getting the last achievement in this game, which is the finish it without dying. Just because I don't really see myself going through it again. Maybe if it was on PC, I could have a mod that, you know, actually tracked me on the map. I might have, but no, not on here. Especially with the map. Like I said, either the map or the compass, one of the two is not correct. So.
It's dark. We escaped to the forest. Something tried to get in the tent. We heard strange sounds and an orange light. We are not going to escape from this. We are going to die. I don't know what's going on. I wanted to try, but I can't.
Okay, so please tell me that that's... Oh, thank Christ. Good. Because that tree in the distance that I just saw should be... Yeah, that tree there should be our important location. Not that I seem to be able to get to it from here. Well, I don't know. Let's see how generous they are with the fall damage. I mean, this has got to be the weird tree symbol. Alright.
I am an empty wreck, made in his image, but not alike. A servant, obedient to one master. My body is a shell, and I am ready to absorb him. Now I see the plan. I see the magnitude of devastation. The Creator summons me, and I want to be his food. I am humming his tune. I am looking at the world through his eyes. I drink the blood of his enemies and taste the rotting bodies. I feel the sin sprouting under my skin. I hear screams in my head. I hear them calling me. I hear the calling of the ones that through him have already found their eternal shelter. Free them, my lord! Free them, and take me instead! Fulfill your revenge! At the hour of my death, an army of angels comes out from the orange light. Their song is made of one powerful voice. I feel their presence, their twisted faces, their black eyes drilling into my consciousness. They demand to finish the work. Oh, his presence is overcoming me. So poor and defenseless. What have they done to you? What harm? There is a place. You were there, and so was I. A huge gate, and the Creator hidden behind it. Only those few who touched him could understand, but you could. You understood, and I understood through you.
So, I mean, this seems to indicate that there was, in fact, a crazy man up here. And I mean, she heard somebody calling her name, but other people, she said, heard humming. And I mean, he very clearly said that he was humming a tune, so I mean... Okay, so I came down from somewhere. But I want to take, looking at the tree, go right. Because that should lead us around to the south side of the river, and then we should find a left turn. I can hear a note, which is actually a good sign. I don't think we can get it from here. We'll have to go like past it, come back around, but the note is a good sign because the note is somewhat close to a campsite, and if we can find the note and then the campsite, then we are heading the right direction and going towards the woods that I've been trying to get to for a good chunk of this part. So if here's the note, wow, this one looks like it has a lot that we won't be able to read. First, we had heard a snap, you know, like a tree being brought down. I told someone to go check it out because it seemed the sound was coming out of the chamber something. Something stood up and went to check the readings. He said everything was fine, and then the door started to bend, you know, bulge, as if you've been pumping a balloon. Finally, the doors just burst into the room, straight off the frame. Poor someone was standing in front of me, and those doors just wiped him out. I saw everything in slow motion. I thought someone was soon going to enter the room, the military, or maybe we were being attacked by the Americans, but nobody came. Only someone buried his head in his hands and started screaming like a wounded animal. I'll never forget the sound of that scream. Then he stood up, turned his back to us, and his head spun around. He stood like that, looking at us. I don't know how much time had passed, maybe a second, but for me it was an hour. I shouted to run, save yourself, then someone finally fell to the ground and someone jumped to his feet as if he wanted to say something, but his face, I don't know, Inspector, I think I've gone mad. Oh, so we're listening to Dr. Demeter. Okay. His face started falling apart, part by part, like fragments of a broken porcelain mask. Then objects started levitating, desks moving. We heard screaming and loud banging. Everyone started screaming. I screamed too. I felt like, something was boiling inside of me. And then, unfortunately, we don't get to hear we don't get to see the rest of that recording. Have we had one that's had a scroll bar that somebody was reading? I don't think so, right? Like, I think, like, all the ones with recordings, we've managed to, okay, so there's the campsite. Oh, that might be all of the campsites then, yeah. Didn't think I'd be unlocking this part. But anyway, that's where we need to head then, is into those woods. Because there's something in here that's important. Now, if I had to guess, I would say this is probably going to be, like, the most enemy-filled area, just based on the way it looks, but maybe not. Then. Not that I know exactly where I'm going. Somewhere in these woods is a clue. But unfortunately, nothing. Oh, goodness. See, I hate these fucking enemies. They're such bullshit. Because, like, you can barely make them out. And then, by the time you do, like, I don't have a quick turn thing. And it's not like if I start sprinting, it's going to go well. Alright, so based on the map that I'm looking at, if I'm standing at the camp, whoops, looking at the forest, like this, right? Like, let's say this is the center of the forest between these two trees here. Then I need to go, like, just a little bit this way, I guess. I mean, like, I don't know where in this forest is the clue. But it shows, like, somewhat close to the edge. I don't... Oh, I can actually hear the paper. I mean, this looks like a big important tree. Aha!
My dear Vera, I'm spending my time in the Institute on long walks in the park. Only here I can find solace. Only in the shadows of the trees. My thoughts are peaceful when I see how the sun brushes the green leaves and the wind covers my face in a gentle, warm blow. The doctors say the worst is behind me. The breakdown was temporary. It's difficult for me to say what triggered this state. I know you'll never forgive me for what I've done. The tragedy that I've contributed to shall never find any justification nor explanation. I can only cover it up with madness. But I am aware that this is a pathetic excuse, and I'm not able to hide behind it. I take full responsibility for what happened, and I am prepared to be punished. The doctors, however, say I will probably not leave the Institute. You must know I would rather rot in prison 100 times for what I have done to you. I have to confess, I tricked you. I knew you would never, ever want to hear what I have to say to you. That is why I sent my friend with this letter to your sister, and after a lot of persuasion, she agreed to read it to you. I thank her from the bottom of my heart for this. I'm ending this letter. I want to bore you no more. I love you and believe that someday, hopefully, I will be able to tell you all this in person. Luckily, my friend Anton is by my side at all times. He was the one that went to your sister. I hope this letter finds you both well and in good
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
I wish you all the best. Forever yours, Vitaly.
Alright. Well, that's not good that Anton went to her sister, because I'm pretty sure Anton is the weird ghost thing that's here. Let's get out of the woods, back to our campsite. Well, that actually wasn't too bad. But I feel like it wasn't too bad because I approached it from this campsite and not from the southern entrance to the woods. Not that I ever could, or not the southern. The western entrance, or at least west on the map. Southern is probably closer to the truth. Now, I could fast travel up to here. Our next note, though, is here, and I kind of want to get that and then make it to the campsite before, so that we can end the part there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just head north from here until I get to the frozen river, and then try and get on it and walk that way to see if the note is down at the, like, along the river instead of up on a, like, up somewhere. Because obviously it's very far off the road. So I don't know if it would if I'd be able to make it to it from up on a path. Make it here, and then just head this way, sticking to the other side of the river. I realize I'm putting a lot of faith in this ice holding out, but you know, it should be fine. We have fallen through the ground more than once, but you know, can always hope that it doesn't happen again. Okay, well, I'm not hearing the paper sound. And obviously I can't climb the frozen little waterfall there. Okay, so then it's definitely got to be up there. Because if I'm following the river like this... Oh, wait. I do hear it. Now, it could still be up there. And based on what I'm hearing, it is. Oh yeah, it's getting loud. There it is. Oh, dead guy. Then we saw lights in the sky, a lot of lights. Orange spheres were hovering over the whole area, and it seemed the strange orange-red fog was coming out of every crack. We saw a man who came out of that light. I remember I started shouting, and he came up to him, my Anton. Well, at least the ghosty, ghouly thing is consistent with his name. It's like Toby in Paranormal Activity. At least they were consistent. Oh, that reminds me, because I have Paramount Plus, all the Paranormal Activity movies are on there. Watch the Ghost Dimension one, which is one of the ones that aren't like, well, obviously not a numbered one. It's really good. I really like that one. Because there's like that one, and then there's, I think, the marked ones. And I want to say there's one more, but I don't remember. Oh yeah, Next of Kin. That are all supposed to be connected to the numbered entries. But Next of Kin really isn't. And I didn't really care for the marked ones all that much. But yeah, the Ghost Dimension, that one's really good. Really like that one. Alright, so now if we can make it back to that other campsite that we found when we weren't supposed to, that'll be a good spot to start the next part, which may not be a very long part. Because in theory, we only have, because I mean, we got all the safe spots, right? All of the campfires. So there's, our last important location is here. Now, I don't know if we have to get the last important location and then get somewhere else. I don't know. Like, maybe we have to get that and then make it back to the middle. But either way, once we get back to it, there are some notes. It looks like 1, 2, 3 notes in the cave system here. And those should be, assuming I didn't, miss any on this map that I have, that should be the last notes in the game. So, here's hoping. But obviously first we have to make it back to that campsite. Which should hopefully be just up ahead. There should also be a cave to my right at some point, which leads us to the so that way should theoretically, maybe, once again assuming I know where we are, lead us to the because if that's the case, nope, that's definitely not where the campsite is. Oh god, don't tell me I'm lost again. I mean, you don't need to tell me that, I know it, but I mean, to be fair, if I came across any campsite, I would be golden, because then I could just fast travel up to that. It's weird to me that they have fast travel in this game. Like, for a game that's all about finding your way around, using a map and compass, it's strange to me that they actually have fast travel. Now, obviously, it's only from the campsites, but even then, it's still strange to me that they have it. Oh god, this place looks familiar. Oh god, it looks familiar in such a bad way, though. Oh god, please tell me that I'm actually remembering this correctly. Yeah, I really don't know. Definitely lost again. This honestly doesn't even look familiar to me. That doesn't mean that I haven't been here, of course. I'm hearing like a fucking river or waterfall or something. Loud as hell. Oh god, there's their stone circle. But you know what? I'm fine with that, because if we go to the stone circle, we should be able to go to the campsite and then fast travel to the campsite we actually want to be at. And then that might actually save it, because I was planning on fast traveling once we made it to the campsite anyway. I don't know what the hell that noise was, though. But I think the campsite is just up and over here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. Alright. Take me to this one. Alright. So, that'll be it for this part then. We know where we are. We're up at this top campsite. Our final important location is up here. But to get the true ending, we need to collect all the notes, which requires a note from here, a note from here, and a note from here. Now, granted, that doesn't sound like it'll take very long, and it might not. So the next part could be very short, but as I said, after I get those 3 notes, I'm going to go and get the final location, like important note, and then assuming that I didn't miss any, that should be all of them. But once again, I don't know if you need to do something after you get all of the important things. So, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next week for the finale of Kholat.